questions. We'll get you a mic if you raise your hand.
All right. Well, that's the first practice right there. How about that? You know, that was, I thought, kind of what I talked a little bit about yesterday was, I wanted to make sure that the guys felt that that this wasn't, that we had been together for a while. I wanted it to flow. I wanted the energy level to be high. I wanted the guys to be moving around. They weren't perfect by no means. There's a lot of things we got to get cleared up. Learning how to practice, number one. That's a big thing to me, especially on different days, different tempos of the day, whether it's a tracking day, whether it's a thud day or a live day. We've got to understand how to practice. When it's a tracking day with no pads on, we got to know that. We got to understand that. And those are things you learn, and that's just part of a new staff. But overall, the energy level was extremely high, which is what we expect every day. It starts with our coaching staff. I thought our coaching staff did a really good job having our players prepared. I definitely think that our coaches, especially those that haven't been with me in the past, where they were just as awestruck of the pace of practice as the players were. And that's okay. Matter of fact, I had a couple of them say, man, I got plenty of exercise and practice running around here. So great energy, really proud of our players, the way they responded that first day. Well, again, we're a long way away. But I thought that the guys learning there was very little newness out there for those guys, so to speak. The terminology they were familiar with. They were ready for the first practice, but overall, I thought the energy level was high, and that the guys they looked like they knew what they were doing, and that's a start. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
So you had the drone thing going on there, and then you call out some stuff through your headset. Just what does that do for you?
Well, I mean, it's all about movement. They got to see that if you're useful, you're useful, and it's got to start with the head coach. And they got to see me bouncing around and moving around, and it's all about sudden change. A football game's never going to go as scripted. So you guys were out there, you saw people moving all over the fields and changing fields and moving, and that's part of the plan is to keep guys on their toes on where am I going when this horn blows and when coach says this, what's fixing to happen. You never know when there's a sudden change in a ball game. You got to be ready. And the thing I was impressed with today, I definitely thought. With the length of practice and as much as we ran, I thought the guys were in shape. Matter of fact, at the end, they were really excited, and because I asked them, I said, "How you feel you were in shape wise?" And man, they all gave Coach True and his staff a big round of applause, and so they definitely see a difference. And it's all about the finish. That's what I would say. It's all about the finish, and I thought we finished well in practice. There's a lot of things we've got to clean up, but these guys did not taper off.
Being able to practice, is Kevin Richardson certified for next year, or?
Well, no, not yet, not fully, but he's been cleared to practice, and so he's just got to go through. I guess they got a meeting that's coming up, but he has been cleared to practice.
You got him at where right now?
He's been an outside backer and some safety work as well, and coaches his nickel Sam position.
Coach, I noticed there were some guys in the middle who, during the stretch, are those guys people who rose up during leadership during winter? What was their position?
Yeah, those three men were selected by their teammates from the very first day, our very first team meeting. They were selected with guys that if you had one person that could hold the rope for you when all things are falling apart, who would it be? And those three guys were unanimous for the most part across this football team by their peers. So we recognize them and put them at the front. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Coach, you've already had a couple of prospect days, got a couple more coming up. What's the response been like, and what's your level of excitement for the ones to come?
Well, I think that I've been really pleased with the amount of players that have came over the last few prospect days that we've had. We've had some last Saturday and Sunday. We had quite a few guys. I think we had 49 really the top tier guys around. We'll have a bunch more this Saturday at practice, and also Saturday the 10th at practice. And so I think we've got somewhere around 40, 45 signed up now. I'm anticipating close to 100 probably this Saturday. Again, just getting them here, get them on campus, show them what we got. And like I said, our university sells itself.
So a couple of guys like Randy Ramsey and Jamario Bell got kind of moved around in that 3-4. Where do you got them now, and just kind of some other pieces maybe that where have you decided to put them?
Yeah, a lot of it is just kind of some trial work right now. But Randy is we've moved him obviously from a 3 down to a 4 down. Guys going from that jack back or a defensive end, whatever you want to call that position. Now he's lined up more as a true wide end, pass rush end. Just getting guys in those positions for this day one was critical for us, and so that's what we did. Just put him there. So he just went from no longer a stand up to put his hand on the ground.
Did you stick to your plan as far as periods, or did y'all add a little bit? How late did y'all go?
No, we slowed down a little bit there to kind of get them lined up and going from drill to drill. We had to stop a few things and kind of say, no, this is the way we do it. But yeah, for the most part, we went through all our periods. Some of the periods were a little bit longer than others. We ran a little bit longer than I really want to, but I knew practice one would.
Coach, how can you take this momentum and carry it forward into Saturday's practice?
Well, I think all this is just day one, and I'll be very disappointed if you come out here on Saturday and the energy level is not better than what it is today. I mean, that's just who we are, and the more you'll get to know me and know our staff and know the way we practice, there is no time to drag around. I mean, and so we'll take the momentum. There's a lot of excitement out there. The guys are learning. Everybody's competing, and we'll build on that. And we'll put the pads on Saturday, and there'll be some hitting going on, and just kind of see where we're at.
Coach, your thoughts on the quarterbacks today, how'd they perform?
It's really hard to say. I mean, everybody got plenty of reps. I could say that. They missed a few balls. I mean, obviously they overthrew, underthrew. I mean, you could definitely tell the timing was off. There were some decent throws at times. Again, they're drinking from a fire hose also, and so it's by design. We wanted to try to over-exaggerate some of the pace of some of the periods that we went to just let them know that this is the way this thing's going to roll. But I thought they did okay. I mean, it's not bad.
Just to follow up on that drone, what do you get out of having that drone there? What is it specifically trying to get?
There's different levels that we will fly it at. Some will fly it at about 9 foot high, to where it's kind of gives exactly what the quarterback is looking at. Other times we fly it extremely high because we want, especially in special teams, we want to get a great top-down look, and it moves with the ball. And so it's always been a great teaching tool for us. And so we'll do a whole lot of video study with our drone film.
How long you had that going?
We've had the drone for several. We had it at Clemson. We were one of the first to have the drone. Golly, I think we had it after our second year there. Yeah, it's a great video teaching tool. So, anyone else?
Saturday, just kind of what kind of practice is it going to be? Is this the only day in without contact you have to have, other than maybe one more?
No, and the way this thing is, you have to have a few days of what we call tracking in shorts, and so we'll reserve some of those for after the spring game to kind of teach how we want to practice in the summer. And so that'll be some of the next time that you'll kind of see us back out in what we call our shorts. And so Saturday will be a full pad day. There will be what we call a 50-50 day. So half the practice we could go live. The other half would be a non-live practice, or a thud practice is what we say, keep them off the ground. And so in periods will vary. It won't be like half of it. The first half is live. We may have period 1 live and period, and we may not go live again until period 12. But I'm anticipating probably about 20 minutes, about 5, maybe 4 or 5 periods of live work Saturday, just to see, just to kind of get them, put them in some live situations. So.
You had some high school coaches on campus today. I'm sure you'll have them throughout the spring, as you've mentioned. It's kind of obvious what they get out of it, but what do you guys get out of that, specifically maybe from a recruiting perspective?
Well, being a high school coach, I always, when I would go visit college campuses, I wanted to feel welcome. I wanted to feel that I was important, that my staff was important. I wanted to feel I had access, and I want to get something out of it. And so that's very important to me, that we mention that to our even our players. So we have high school coaches. They can drift in and out of drills. They can ask some of our players questions if they didn't understand what the drill was, and a young man standing there getting a drink of water, and they need a high school coach wants to ask him a question. Feel free. If we need them to get out of the way, we'll tell them to get out of the way. Otherwise, get right up in it. Listen to it. Watch how we're coaching. If we're so fortunate enough to be able to coach one of their players, you want to make sure you send them to a place that they're being coached well, that they're being treated right. And so, watch us. You're watching us just from you're trying to learn some football, but you're also trying to learn some things that maybe can help you sell the University of Arkansas to some of your players. And that's what it's about. And it's very important to me that we take care of our high school coaches, and they're always welcome here. I think we had close to 30, 35 of them here today.
Coach, quarterbacks, will you hit them, tackle them? How will y'all handle scrimmages with your quarterbacks?
Well, a lot depends on how they're playing. A lot depends on how they're playing. No, I'm just kidding. No, they'll be. We have what we call quarterback rules, and they're in the pocket rules and out of the pocket rules. If they're in the pocket rules, you do not touch them. If you break through, you keep going. You stay low. You get by them. Do not touch them. Don't disrupt them. Run past them. I may blow the whistle. I may not blow the whistle. It's irrelevant. The quarterback needs to play it he's escaped it, or I may give a quick whistle. Who knows? And if we choose to run the quarterback, which we will, then it'll be a thud. He'll be thudded in the pocket or in the box. If it's a quarterback power or counter or a quarterback zone, whatever it is, just thud him up. Keep him off the ground. Give him a good pop. If he's outside the pocket, he's always a tracking. You'll never don't touch him. Just touch off on him. That's all we got to do. And a lot of times I'll blow the whistle. A lot of times I won't. I want to see this quarterback run and get down the field. Can he make somebody miss down the field? So they all know. That was one of the first things we talked about is our quarterback rules. They'll hear me constantly communicating. Quarterback rules apply right here. And so I'm always communicating what is the theme of that period of practice. Maybe it's a tracking. Maybe it's a thud. Maybe it's a live. So they know. And one of the things we got to get better at is understanding what tracking means, learning how to practice. I thought today I'll be the one blowing the whistle. There's guys letting up before the whistle's blown. Well, that's a loaf. And we had a lot of loafs out there today. I want to see guys run through the whistle. And that's all about learning how to finish. And but again, I expected that. I really did. I expected that today because they don't understand how we want them to practice all out, and that's just part of it. Saturday to be better than today, and that's all I ask. And I will say this: we're a better football team right now at whatever time it is, 7:15, than we were when we stepped on the field at 4:30 today.
Coach, how nice was it for you to just be out on that field again, not in an office or on the phone?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. We've obviously been out there with the guys in winter condition in quarter one, but to get out there and see them and watch them be excited about being back out on the field. They're ready to take that next step forward. And so that was great to be there and be out there. Anytime you get on the field and coach ball and be around those guys, it's always a joy. And learning them and learning their names and being around them. So yeah, it was a lot of fun today.